It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and there's no love lost between these AFC North foes. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers, next on Madden Football.
Well, to the locals, it's still and will always be Heinz Field. But for the rest of us, we're along the north shore of the Allegheny and Ohio rivers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more come away with the win.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And we're off from Acrisure. Cordero Patterson now to return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
Russ now from the gun. Finds his back, Jalen Warren. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Man in motion headed right. On 1st down, they'll run. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Well, this is a headache-inducing run for a defensive coach. I could just imagine that staff both upstairs and down on the field watching it, Kate, because now, well, they don't have to just worry about this guy catching as a receiver. Now they know he can be a weapon in the ground game, too.
And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
A 3rd down run with Harris. And again, they stall him out at the line. He couldn't get it.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get set for their opening drive. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over, like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman. There's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. That throw finds Jamar Chase. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They go to Barkley again. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. Met and stopped by Alex Highsmith. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
3rd and short. Here's Mahomes. He has the first over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 42 as this opening drive continues. Throwing is Mahomes. Short pass brought in.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. He gets it complete to his man, Tyreek Hill. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. Brought in by Chase near the sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or 2 short of the 25.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Again, Mahomes to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
The first red zone chance for the Bengals now. They've got 1st and 10 right along the 20. Back to the air, Mahomes. Has it down close. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown. He's out of bounds. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here, that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Another throw for Mahomes. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game, we will all judge together. But no doubt about it on that opening drive, Brock, he was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one.
Yeah, I think this is twofold. Number one, you love to get this guy started early. He's a playmaker. He's a difference maker. Number two, this defense, well, they better be on high alert because this offense feels like they have a matchup they can attack, and that time attack a third time for 6.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Got a good play in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their second drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. This finds Austin complete. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now running for the first time with Jalen Warren. He gets it ahead and winds up with about 3. Marshawn Lattimore up for the secondary for the stop.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run it with Harris. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. He manages a gain of 8 there. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
He spins right by him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Wilson now from the gun. Finds his man, it's Van Jefferson. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
This is Harris on 2nd down. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Now, you'd sure love to see a little more yardage when you get into the open field, but this offense, it will take a new set of downs with that toss run.
They've got first down from the 31. Running left is Harris. He finds space into the field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he's in for the touchdown. The Steelers reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Najee Harris, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Extra point by Koo is up and good. And the Steelers tie this game 7-7. All lined up and ready to boot this one away. On the return, here's Tyreek Hill. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bengals all set to go for their second drive. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. On first and 10, here's Mahomes. He's on the move. It's out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Putting the tight end in motion. From the 18 on second down. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Travis Kelce, the intended target. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Mahomes here from the gun on third down. Complete beyond the marker. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. To the air, Mahomes. Barkley's got it. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. But one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Throwing again, Mahomes. And the defender comes away with it. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And the last time they had it, they ran it down the field on them. I'd expect some better resistance up front if they try that again. They're out and set, first and 10. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And now the Bengals have it. And he's going to return this to the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals parlay the turnover into a lead. Really smart play from him there, Brock. Not just to fall on the football, but to take it in for the score.
Yeah, a word we don't normally use with D linemen a lot, quickness, right? It's usually the corner skill guys, but he was quick, man. He downshifted in a hurry for 6.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Bengals take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. The drive will start out with a first and 10. Warren quick on the draw. And he gets him around 6 there. Minka Fitzpatrick in on the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a groove, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
Caught by Freiermuth. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They give to Harris from the gun. Across midfield to the 45. And he's finally taken down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Russ now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It can be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Stays in the pocket. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Cameron Johnston on to punt. He broke 50 on his first punt and looks to have done the same here. You are not going to see a better punt than that. He picked the perfect angle, and it flies out of bounds at the 1. No chance at a return. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. And we've seen both extremes of this passing game so far, Brock. 1 touchdown and 1 interception on the ledger.
A home run and a strikeout. A little sampling of what works and what doesn't against this defense, Kate. Now, you got to try to emphasize those things that you found success on with that opening drive.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From his end zone, it's Mahomes. Escapes the pocket. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
2nd and 3 now. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
It's incomplete. Risky throw to the sideline. They're lucky that defender didn't keep on going down the sideline there. It's going to be 2nd down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Finds his man, it's Worthy. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
That'll be the end of 1 in this AFC North battle. It's a 14-7 game. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They'll begin the quarter with 3rd and 2. Mahomes. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Bengals send out the punting unit. Calvin Austin on the return for the Steelers. And he drives this into the pouring rain. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The Steelers to Najee Harris making their return to the field. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Steelers will take over possession. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll start on the ground here with Warren. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Ross off the play fake. He rolls to his right, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Rush coming for Wilson. Oh, he put some heat on this deep. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Minka Fitzpatrick has got it. And the Bengals get it back after a marvelous defensive effort. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. First and 10 now from the 30. They send Hill right. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. He'll cobble together a yard there. Hit applied by Keanu Benton. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. On target to Worthy. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Third and short. Here's Mahomes. Dumped off to his running back. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
First and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on first down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. You got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Again, Mahomes to throw. Able to get it to Barkley. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular. When the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Another throw for Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. That's good for 7 yards. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Bails out of the pocket quick. He takes it himself. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
2nd and 3 now. Barkley trying this up the gut. Juke the defender. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Catch is made in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Off play action. It's Mahomes. Oh, that's a tough one. Couldn't bring in the touchdown clean. It falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals parlay the interception into points. Travis Kelsey, the touchdown. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Bad weather doesn't affect that extra point. It's good. And the Bengals double their lead to 14. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Steelers returning their offense and this running back to the field. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And carried by Harris here to start the drive. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Throw secured by George Pickett. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Third down, 1 yard to go. They'll toss it to Harris. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Wilson now from the gun. Austin's there to haul it in. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Second and 3. It's Pickens on the slant. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Steelers first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
From the gun, they go with Harris. And he's got it down into the red zone at the 16. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 16. Snared by, hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And now the Bengals have it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on second down. You're trying to create a manageable third down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
Out comes the offense for the Bengals. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough third down here. Back now, pressure on its way. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I could think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
On fourth down, Wilson. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Russ is cooking again. This throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Warren here from the gun. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Steelers make it a one-score game in the first half. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. In the words of Pete Carroll resonate, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Who on now for the extra point? Got a good play in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Steelers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Hill now to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Bengals are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. That's into the hands of Barkley. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They gain 14 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. This one finds Kelsey. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Play action, Mahomes. Taken in by Chase, left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Working inside the red zone. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Back to the air, Mahomes. The throw is caught. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Barkley crosses the goal line for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals take a 13-point lead. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Bengals double their lead to 14.
Steelers 14.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Steelers and this running back headed back out for a new series. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll start with a give to Harris. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Russ now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Running behind center with Harris. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Here's Cameron Johnston to punt it away once more. Back to return this one is Tyreek Hill. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. He has it at the 22. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Bengals headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. To the outside and complete to Kelsey. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
From the 38. That's Hill on the slant. Keeps on moving into the red zone. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Tyreek Hill, the touchdown. Well, Brock, it speaks to the constant threats that these slant routes pose, that we aren't all too surprised when one of them breaks for something much bigger than its design, right? And it ends just like it did, in a touchdown.
Yeah, Kate, that's exactly right. And the great quarterback coaches, they demand of their QBs to put it right on the money. Because when you hit that exact spot, when you don't slow your receiver down and he can catch and run, especially with the elite athletes at that position in this league, big plays follow.
Extra point for Aubrey is up and good. And the Bengals stretch their lead to 21.
Steelers 14.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The home teams back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Russ setting to throw. Throw complete to Warren. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Buda Baker bringing that one to an end.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Shotgun snap for Wilson. It's caught, Warren. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. The Steelers calling their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, here's Russ. It's caught, that's Mike Williams. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Once more, it's Wilson. Finds him over the middle. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the first. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers chop some of the lead off before the half. George Pickens, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Koo on now for the extra point. Bad weather doesn't affect that extra point. It's good. And the Steelers get it back to a 14-point game. Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Hill now to return it. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Bengals are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. And even 20 seconds left at their disposal on the final drive of this half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. That brings us to halftime with the visiting Bengals out in front. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Completes this one to Chase. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 41. To the air, Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. To the left and hauled in by Kelsey. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest. It gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing again, Mahomes. This one's taken in by Hill. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Option play, they give it to Barkley. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Second and 13. To the sideline and brought in by Worthy. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. He's got time here. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
The former soccer star Brandon Aubrey on now to attempt a field goal. Ball on the left hash for this 41-yarder. Gay's kick is good. And that makes this a 3-score game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home teams, now Russell Wilson, headed back to the field now. And there's a couple of moments we're seeing here that I think he's not going to want to be reminded of after this game. Turnovers have just interrupted his performance in this one. Made it really tough for him and this team to get into and stay in any kind of rhythm. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. A run from Warren here to start the 3rd. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Wilson now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. George Pickens, the intended target. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
1st and 10, give to Harris. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Wilson now. And no look there. That throw falls to the ground. Wanted to get that one to Mike Williams. And now they face 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun handoff to Warren. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bengals territory. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Russ now from the gun. That's caught for the first. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Going right side, Harris with it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He'll get this to Jefferson. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
2nd and 3 now. Russ off the play fake. And got his man. That's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers start the second half with some needed points. George Pickens the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Koo on now for the extra point. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Steelers cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Hill now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. And the Steelers take possession of the football. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag for him, partner. He does have the 3 touchdowns in this game, but also now a couple of interceptions.
You almost feel like, Kate, he's seeing most of the picture on how to attack this defense, but just not quite all of it yet. It's largely been good, as he said, some nice touchdowns as well. But there's still a couple of these looks in coverage that are giving him problems, and he's got to figure that picture out.
The home teams and George Pickens set for this next possession. And I'm pretty sure, Brock, they hadn't even all sat down on that sideline yet to rest. And now they're right back out there with a great chance to repeat their last touchdown.
And you will take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You don't mind at all. You got that defense right now reeling after the touchdown. And look at where they start with the football now.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Wilson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards of it into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. They motion the tight end over. Wilson on 3rd down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Field goal attempt coming now from Young Hui Koo. Ball on the left hash, 37 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Hill now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The visitors and Tyreek Hill headed back out on offense. They've certainly had no issue scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Taken in by Chase, left side. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First down throw, Mahomes. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in bounds.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Their punter making his way out now. And this will be his second effort of the contest. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Steelers will take over deep on their own side. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Wilson looking to throw. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. Keeps it moving. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
Things looking totally different after that last play. It's 1st and 10 inside the opposing 30. A give left side. Here's Harris. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
This is Harris on 2nd down. And he runs this one down to the 22-yard line. He gets them half of what they needed, so after a 7-yard gain, it's 3rd and 7.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Russ setting to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it sets up 2nd down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Now an inside handoff to Harris. And they're going to bring him down after he drives it down to the 7. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
3rd and short here, trying to pass. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
I know we talk about rhythm a lot when it comes to music, but it's the same thing with a quarterback and his protection. This QB was in rhythm, but they knocked the notes out of him on that one.
Field goal attempt coming now from Young Hui Koo. From the same spot as an extra point here, 32 yards. The kick by Lutz is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. His return starts at the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Got his target. It's Hill. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Second and 3 now. From the 34. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, a run with Barkley. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior. 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
First down, and they go right back to him. The juke gets him some running room. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Bengals lengthen the lead at the end of the third. Tyreek Hill the touchdown, his second scoring catch of the game. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
For the extra point sent in through the rain. And the Bengals drive their lead to 11. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. It's Steelers football. A nice help for them as they trail entering the quarter. First and 10 now from the 30. The give now to Najee. And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Wilson now from the gun. Caught by Freiermuth. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Third and a lone yard coming up. From the gun, it's Wilson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Looking for George Pickens that time. And that brings up 4th and short. Nice work by the defense on that drive, Brock, as it looks like they're going to get off the field here with a 3 and out.
Yeah, kept them from generating any sort of momentum to give this drive legs. We know offenses, they've got to see the chains move to get it going, but that forcible hit knocked the ball loose.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They go play action. It's Mahomes. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll try and run this. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB. And it gave him just enough room to run.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Off play action, it's Mahomes. Barkley's got it. And he's brought down for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he drives this one into the pouring rain.
Fair catch made here at the 30-yard line.
We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. First and 10 now from the 30. Carried by Harris here to start the drive. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
2nd and 13. He got it along the sideline, but just couldn't bring it in within the field of play. That's incomplete, so we've got 3rd down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Russ now from the gun. Has some daylight through the 40. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Now here's Russ. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Wilson to throw again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive, because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute, convert on these 3rd downs.
The Steelers set to punt it. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And a sure-handed play there in the rain. He brings in the fair catch without a problem. The visitors and Jamar Chase about to take over on offense once again. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. Mahomes on 1st and 10. This one taken in by Chase. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. Has a lane inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down at the 28. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to...
Here's Mahomes. Able to get it to Barkley. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Kate, I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers. Man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
This throw is caught. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. So the back does the work that time, Brock, taking it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, a running back in space can be an awfully dangerous weapon on a football field. Whether that's a designed route to him, a check down, you see what can happen, what kind of damage the elite running backs in this league can do.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Bad weather doesn't affect that extra point. It's good. And the Bengals push their lead to 18.
Steelers 34.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Russ looking to throw. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And now it's 2nd down.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately, no connection to be made.
This ball's caught by Pickens. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Wilson to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Russ is cooking again. He puts some power on a deep one left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Once more, it's Wilson. He's trying another one deep. Brought in inside the 20. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Sticking in the air with Wilson. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now here he goes.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Wilson to throw it. The throw is caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the 1st down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Oh, flag is down here. This might be a free play. He's got it. He winds up out of bounds, but things not settled yet, so we've got a flag down.
Offside. Defense.
Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him.
Still 1st down.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Running it after the penalty. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain that time, and they'll have 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers get it back to within 2 possessions. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Koo on now for the extra point. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Steelers make it an 11-point ball game. Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Fielded at the 7. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Again, it's Gibbs. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Into traffic, complete. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 47. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Looking to throw Mahomes. He has the 1st over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
To the ground with Barkley. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They go to Barkley again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Bengals up by 11. All right, set now, 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Barkley reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals have likely locked up the win right there. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Bengals push their lead to 18.
Steelers 41.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Wilson out of the pistol. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Wilson now from the gun. And that one's going to hit the turf. Looking for his wide receiver there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. Desperation time here on 4th. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They'll come up 1st and 10. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 44-yard line.
Offense hurrying to the line with the clock running. Wilson to throw again. Gets this one to Harris. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
That throw finds Pickens. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. The Steelers use their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Russ off the play fake. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down. Now here's Russ. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that pass falls incomplete. Well, they kept trying. They kept taking shots to the very end. But now we have reached that end. This one's over. So the Bengals take this one on the road. And we know how rain can wreak havoc at any moment on a football field, but they didn't let that stop them today. They played their game, and as a result, they're leaving here with a victory. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.